Welcome to another Tech Help video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I am your instructor, Richard Rost. In today's video, you're going to see how to split commissions between employees per job in Microsoft Access. Today's question comes from Ryan from Georgetown, Guyana, one of my platinum members. Ryan says, I work for a fishing company. I need to be able to take the total amount of fish in each haul by weight and calculate the amount to pay each fisherman. They all get equal shares, but the number of fishermen for each haul may be different. Well, Ryan, whether you're dealing with fishermen and fish, or you're dealing with salesmen and commissions for a sale, or real estate agents, or any of that stuff, the technique is the same. You're taking a certain number of people and you're dividing up a commission or a sales amount or how much to pay them based on the number of people that you have. So we're going to use a, let's call it job table. Each haul will be a job, okay? And then we'll assign fishermen, let's call them employees or whatever, to that job. So whether you've got sales reps sharing a commission on a sale or a fisherman sharing a commission for a fishing haul, it's all the same technique. So let me show you how I would set this up. Okay, here I am in my blank Tech Help free template. You can grab a copy of this from my website if you want to. It's absolutely free. I'll put a link in the download section down below. Now, I've already got a customer table. It's got a list of people in it. So we'll just pretend these are my fishermen. All right, it's customer T. You can call it employee T. You can call it fisherman T. Whatever you want to call it. I got customer T. Okay? Now what I'll do is I'll make a job table, and the job will represent each haul. And then you can relate to that using a many-to-many relationship, exactly how many fishermen were on each job. Now, if you don't know how to set up a many-to-many relationship, go watch my many-to-many video right now. I'll put a link in the link section down below. Very important. You've got to understand this relationship. And, of course, if you don't know one-to-many relationships, go watch that video first. All right, there's a link to that one on this page. All right, basic relationships right here. Go to my relationships video first if you don't know about relationships. Many-to-many relationships is where you can take many things on one side and relate them to many things on the other side. For example, we've got a list of fishermen, a list of employees, right, and a list of jobs, which for you will be the fisherman's haul. Each haul is a job, and we have to relate them together. Okay, that'll use a third table, a junction table. So go watch the many-to-many video if you don't know how to do this yet. All right, so we've got our customer table that represents the fisherman. Now let's go to create a new table, table design. And we don't need that big of a property sheet there. We're going to use a job ID. That'll be our auto number. We're going to have a job date, right, or date time, whatever you want to put in there. Okay. Now for you, I'd suggest you have probably total pounds for the total amount of fish that was hauled. All right, that'll be a number. You'll probably want to make that a double, unless you do whole pounds, right? If you do 455 pounds or whatever. If you want to have it a fractional component, then make it a double. All right, default maybe 1. Okay, then the price per pound, I'm assuming is how you do it, right? A currency value, so it's $15 a pound or whatever. All right, I don't know the fishing business, sorry. I would just guess. I've bought a lot of fish. I've cooked a lot of fish. I've done some fishing, but I don't know the fishing business, okay? And then what I would do is do an is paid. When you actually pay out the commission for each job, when you cut the checks, right, or you move them over to a different table, all right, mark this one as paid. So your default value be no, and then you know you don't have to worry about this one anymore. Okay, so we'll save this as my job T. All right, it's my job table, and someone just beamed in. Okay, all right, so let's close that. Now the job table will have information about each haul in it. All right, so the job table, you might have, okay, April 1st, we got 1,000 pounds. Actually, let's keep it round. 100 pounds at $1 per pound. Okay, so that way it's easier to do the math later. All right, so for 2, let's say we've got 10 pounds at $2 per pound. All right, now we have to have a way to track all of the fishermen or the sales reps, whichever way you're looking at it, for each job. Okay, and if you're doing, like, let's say you're doing commissions for a house, you'd have all the realtors that are involved with selling this house. Or if it's an order, okay, you can have the number of commission sales reps that are, involved with that order. All right, so that's what this next table is going to be. It's going to be the junction table. We don't need the main menu. All right, so this will be our junction table now. All right, so create table design. All right, now the ID, I like to put it like this. It's going to be job X customer ID. That's the auto number for this table. It's kind of meaningless. You're probably never going to need to use it, but I like to have an auto number in each table. Why? I've got an auto number video. Go watch that. I'll explain why there. Okay, I've already spent a lot of time on why I put an auto number in every table. And yes, put whatever table name you've got here. If it's employee T, if it's sales rep T, if it's fisherman T, whatever. All right, so job X, whatever. I'm relating jobs to customers. Okay, now we need to have an ID to relate to each other table. Okay, job ID here. All right, that's going to be a number of type, long integer. That's a foreign key, which we know that from our relationships video, right? And to make the other relationship, we need the customer ID. All right, that's how I know how to track which job has which customer on it. Okay, see that? And that's it. That's all you need. Save it. This will be our junction table. So job X customer T. Just like that. Okay, close that. And again, in my other video, I give you a nice little chart here that shows, okay, this is how the customers relate to the vehicles. And this is the junction table, right? An ID to this table, an ID to that table. Okay, and you watched this already, right? You went and watched this. Okay, good little students. Okay, so now we got our tables all set. Now we can set up some forms. All right, let's set up a job form. Now, one of the reasons why I like using my template is I've already got these blank forms over here. So I'm going to take one of the single forms and make this my job form. So copy, paste. This will be my job F. All right, job F. Here it is. Open it up. Design view. We're going to make this guy point to the job table. So the record source is going to be job T. All right, this could be the job ID. So control source over here, job ID, which we pretty much don't need, but that's okay. All right, this here. Now we got the other field. Let's go to add existing fields. We'll grab them out of here. Job date, total pounds, price per pound is paid. Shift click, and then drag them all over, drop them there. And pretty much the only reason why I keep this guy around is to use the format painter. All right. Double click, and then go click, 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 click. There, just copies all those formats over. So I like to keep it around. So now you can go away. All right, and then we'll drag all this stuff up here. And we'll try to make stuff look pretty like this. Okay, slide that up, slide that up. All right. All right, we'll drag this one up here. We'll put this one up here. Okay, so this is basically the information for the entire job. All right, we'll do a little size to grid. Okay, looks good. Now, what we want over here is a subform where I can pick the fisherman for each haul, or the employees, in our case the customers, for each catch. Okay, for each job. Haul, job, fisherman, catch. All my terms are going crazy here, right? Okay, it doesn't matter. It's all Legos. I use this analogy a lot in my videos. Access is like building Legos, right? You can put them together in any, whatever combination you want. My job is to show you how the different pieces work. You put it together for your business, whatever you need, okay? All right, maybe do a little left justify here too. Okay, all right, so let's close this, take a peek at it. All right, there we go. There's job one, there's job two. Now let's make the subform. All right, let's do it as a continuous form, so I can just pick from a list of options, right? All right, so copy, paste. This will be my job X customer F. All right, right there. Design U. Okay. We don't need the ID, and honestly, we're going to probably replace this with a combo box so I can just pick from a list. All right. Delete that. Let's change this to say customer. Okay. And slide you over here. Let's change the record source for this form. This is going to be based on our junction table. Okay, this guy gets the data from the junction table. Now, we don't need the IDs on here because it's going to be a subform, and the subform will control setting those IDs. It'll set the job ID based on the parent ID. Okay. Now, we do need to be able to pick the employee in here, the customer. Okay. Now, I could go to add existing fields and bring over the customer ID, but I want a combo box. All right. Now, I already have a combo box built, don't I? If I go to my main menu, I've already got on my order form, I already got this guy. This lets me pick a list of customers. I'm just going to steal this thing. All right, design view. If you want to know how I built this, go watch the invoicing video. I've got tons of videos on making combo boxes. Again, Prerequisites, right? You can't be a doctor without taking pre-med and then medical school. So I assume you've watched all these other videos, okay? And they're all free. Go watch them. I'll put a link down below. All right, so copy that combo box, and let's go back over here, and we're going to paste it right there. Boop, there it is. All this does is it lets me pick a customer from a list of customers, and it's going to save that in the customer ID field, which is a field on the cross-reference table. All right, see how that works? All right, we can shrink that up like that. Save it, close it. Let's take a peek at just that form. All right, I could pick a customer. See, pick a customer. Pick a customer. Pretend these are your fishermen. Okay, but they're not getting assigned job IDs. If you look at the table, take a peek at the table. Look, job ID is all 0. All right, that'll get set by the subform relationship. So let's delete these. Okay, goodbye. Now we're going to take our job form, design view. We're going to take our job X customer form and drop it, click and drag, drop it right there. All right, I covered this in my subform video. I'll put a link to the subform video down below too. Lots of stuff you got to know before you do this. Okay, but they're all free videos. Go watch the subform video. All right, but I can get rid of that label. I can slide this over here like this. Let's make this a little bit bigger. Okay, save it, close it. We don't need the main menu. All right, open up the job form. Now, here's job 1 on April 1st, 100 pounds at $1 a pound. Put the sales reps in here, the fishermen that were on this job. See that? All right, so Jim Kirk, Malcolm Reynolds, Will Riker were on this catch. They're going to get paid out of this $100. We'll do the calculations in just a second. All right, next, here's job 2. All right, 10 pounds, $2 a pound, just Deanna Troy, one person. All right, she'll get all $20. Okay, see how that works? Okay, now we've got our data set up. Sometimes that's the hardest part, is getting your data set up correctly. Now the data is in the system correctly. Now, the next step is to perform some calculations. Okay? The first thing I'm going to do is calculate the total value of this haul. This one's $100. This one's $20. All right, so we'll put a calculated value here. You could put the calculated value in a query underneath this form if you want to. In this particular case, it's not necessary. We can put it right here on the form. So design view. I'm going to slide his pay down a little bit. All right. Copy and paste this guy. All right. This is going to be the total value. All right. Open up the properties. Total value is going to be the name. Total value. And what's the control source? Well, it's going to be the price per pound times the total pounds. Okay, and I'm going to make that gray. That indicates to the user that they can't change it. That's a calculated value. All right, save it, close it, open it back up. All right, $100, 100 pounds, $1 a pound, $100. All right, if I change this to 200, that gets updated. All right, let's put it back to 100 though. Keep it nice and even for now. Go to the next one. All right. All right, 10 pounds, $2 a pound, $20. All right, beautiful. Now, in here, we need to know how much to pay each fisherman, how much to pay each rep. So down here in the footer of the subform, we'll put a count so we can count the total number of them, then divide the total value by that count if they're all getting an even share. Right? So let's close this. Let's go back over to here, design view, and let's put this stuff in the footer down here. Make this a little bit bigger so we can see everything. Okay, so let's grab a text box, drop it down here. And let's copy this format just so we can see it. Format painter, boom, there we go. All right, this will be the count. All right, let me slide this over. Get over there like that. Okay, actually we don't need to make this that big. That's good. Okay, this is going to be my total count. All right, what's the control source? Equals count, the count function. Now you can count a single field if you want to, like you can count customer ID or whatever. I'm just going to count all the records, however many records there are. There's only one value that goes in there. So just like in queries, just put an asterisk in there inside of quotes. Count star. All right, I'll zoom in so you can see that here. There, right there. Count star inside of quotes. That just says count all the records, however many records there are. All right, save it, close it, take a peek. Open it up. All right, here it is without any Here it is as a form without being a subform. There's 4 total records. Okay? All right, looks good. Okay, design view. Now, take the total value from the parent form and divide it up. So let's copy this, copy, paste. All right, and we're going to put in here pay each, like that. And this is going to be, all right, pay each. All right, equals, now we got to go to the parent form. So it's going to be forms, what's the parent form, job F, and then what field is it? It's total value. Total value. All right, divided by my total count. You could put the count function here again if you want to, but I already got it as field, total count, just like that. Okay, here I'll zoom in so you can see it. There it is. Okay, hit all right. Close this. Now this won't work here because it has to have the subform, or it has to be a subform so it could see the value in the parent form. So close that, save changes, open up the parent form, and there you go. All right. Yeah, we got 33.333 because we got 100 divided by 3. Someone's got to get that extra penny. That's a whole different class. That's now we're getting into the Superman 3 problem with the rounding that penny. Okay. For now, I'm just going to fix that by formatting this as a currency. Format currency. And let's right justify both of them. Or left justify this stuff here. Save it, close it, open it back up again. Okay, looks a little more professional. All right, who gets the penny? We'll have to figure that out in a different class. I ain't doing it right now. I do cover that in my full classes. Let me just put it this way. It's not simple math. It involves some VBA. You got to figure out if it's an odd number. You got to add up this, multiply this by this, figure out if it's the same as that. If not, you got to add a cent to somebody. How do you figure out who to add the cent to? That's totally up to you. Okay? But yeah, is it possible? Yes, it's possible. If you guys really, 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 really want to see how to do it, let me know, and I'll put another video together. All right? All right, let's go check on the other haul. There's Deanna. All right. Only one of her, one count, and she gets all $20. Okay? So that, in a nutshell, is how you set it up. We got the data all set up. Our calculations are all good. Everything works fine. That's how you do the basic calculations. Now, the problem comes in is that as you're editing this stuff, you have to manually remember to hit the refresh. Okay? So if I add a second fisherman to this one, okay, it doesn't refresh unless you leave the record and come back to it. Now it updates, or you hit the refresh button. All right? That involves some programming, manually updating these counts. All right, I think if we put it in over here, let's see. Let's do some calculations outside that. Yeah, I see it still doesn't update. You got to leave it and come back to it, but then it updates it. So that requires some event programming to update it without having to hit the refresh button manually, or you have to put in some VBA code. I will cover that VBA code in the extended cut. I will also talk about what happens if each of these people get paid different amounts. For fishermen, they might get different shares. Like one person gets 2 shares, one person gets 3 shares, etc., based on seniority. I've seen that. Or if you're dealing with other kinds of commission, like real estate commissions, each realtor might get a different percentage. I will also cover that in the extended cut. Oh, before I go any further, I was in the middle of recording the extended cut, and I thought about one more thing for you guys. There's 2 things I want to mention. First of all, there's a possibility if you don't do this right, if you go to a blank new job and you start adding customers, which in this case will be fishermen, then you might have them in here with 0 for the job ID because you don't have a parent record. That's called widow and orphan protection. Okay, you've got orphaned records that don't have a parent. I've got a video on that. All right, called Preventing Orphans and Widows. I'll put a link down below. Also, you might have a situation where you put the same fisherman in here twice. All right, and he'll get paid twice, and you might not recognize it, especially if you got like 50 fishermen in here. So to do that, you could set up something called a composite key, where you prevent the same person from being in the same data set twice. Again, I've got a video on composite keys. Go watch that one as well. I'll put links in the links section down below. In the extended cut, I will show you how to perform those automatic recalculations. So anytime you change anything like total pounds or add a rep, it will automatically recalculate the totals for you. Also, I will show you how to calculate a different number of shares per rep. So if you want to give 2 shares to this person, 1 share to that person, or if you want to do percentages, just make sure the number of shares equals out to 100, and that'll give you percentages. All right, we'll calculate the total value per share and then figure out the pay for each employee based on that. Then we'll add an add rep button. So you can click on that and it will add a blank new rep to the end of the list. That way you don't have to see that blank row on the bottom all the time. All that's covered in the extended cut, 16 minutes long. Silver members and up get access to all of my extended cut videos. Gold members can download all the templates of the Tech Help stuff. So enjoy. How do you become a member? Click the join button below the video. After you click the join button, you'll see a list of all the different types of membership levels that are available. Silver members and up will get access to all of the extended cut Tech Help videos, live video and chat sessions, and more. Gold members get access to a download folder containing all the sample databases that I build in my Tech Help videos, plus my code vault where I keep tons of different functions that I use. Platinum members get all the previous perks plus access to my full beginner courses and some of my expert courses. These are the full-length courses found on my website and not just for Access. I also teach Word, Excel, Visual Basic, ASP, and lots more. But don't worry, these free Tech Help videos are going to keep coming. As long as you keep watching them, I'll keep making more. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and feel free to post any comments that you have. I do read them all. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, which is completely free, and click the bell icon and select all to receive notifications when new videos are posted. Click on the Show More link below the video to find additional resources and links. You'll see a list of other videos, additional information related to the current topic, free lessons, and lots more. YouTube no longer sends out email notifications when new videos are posted, so if you'd like to get an email every time I post a new video, click on the link to join my mailing list. Now, if you have not yet tried my free Access Level 1 course, check it out now. It covers all the basics of building databases with Access. It's over 3 hours long. You can find it on my website or on my YouTube channel. And if you like Level 1, Level 2 is just $1. And it's also free for all members of my YouTube channel at any level. Want to have your question answered in a video just like this one? Visit my Tech Help page and you can send me your question there. Click here to watch my free Access Beginner Level 1 course, more of my Tech Help videos, or to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching this video from AccessLearningZone.com.